Good morning. How's everybody doing? We are back because it is Money Monday. We are kicking off this brand new week. Wake up, everybody, because we are all set. Mondays are basically like our Fridays here. It's just so exciting. It's so great to be back in the market. I hope everyone's just as excited as I am to be back at work, getting ready for another action-packed week ahead. So let's do it. Get that enthusiasm up, get that fire going because we are here. The market's about to open in about 26 minutes. I'm so excited to see what's going to be coming on up because I know there's going to be a lot of money that's going to be made this week. I know there's a lot of potential that's going to be coming out this week, and I'm excited to see you guys grow your accounts, become better traders, get inspired, be motivated, and be able to continue on to be successful traders. So again, a lot of awesome things. So, what we have here, guys, diving in on this morning. Good morning, happy Money Monday, and welcome back to Deckmar Trades. Get ready for an action-packed week of trading. We should be seeing a great volume and momentum over the next few weeks as we move to Thanksgiving. I'm ready to trade, and I hope you guys are as well. Again, a little heads up, as you guys can obviously tell, we are open today. The market is live. Everything is going on. I got so many emails over the weekend of people saying, hey, is the stock market open on Monday? Is the stock market open on Monday? Because it is Veterans Day. Again, Sino, thank you so much for everyone for their service. If you guys ever did, again, that means so much. And again, the sacrifice you guys make. But going into today, we are open, we are live. The stock market is ready to go. Banks and bond markets are the ones that are closed today. Okay, so only banks are. That's why, again, if you guys have money that's not settled in your account, you may be saying, why, what's going on? Since banks are closed, if you guys have traded and you didn't have money settled before, it's not going to be settled until tomorrow because banks are closed. All right, just a little heads up. Now, yep, and again, everyone, you serve, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. So again, you guys are the best. Let's keep on going through right here. Let's see what we have. Coming on up with this market. Little side note again, Deckmar Trades Pro Scanners. Again, ones you guys see up on the screen. If you guys are loving those, enjoying them, and you guys want to rock your own, again, make sure you guys go do that right here. Let's dive into our market briefing. Just basically get a good understanding of what's happening on this Money Monday, understand where we're currently at. So U.S. stock futures, we're pointing to a lower open for the Monday session, potentially interrupting a very bullish run for stocks. The Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all closed at record highs Friday, and the S&P 500 finished a fifth consecutive week of gains, and the NASDAQ posted its sixth straight weekly advance. The S&P 500 is on track for its best year since 2013, registering a 23.4% gain so far this year. U.S. stocks are open for the regular trading today, but the Veterans Day holiday will see the bond market, banks, and government offices closed, and there will be no mail delivery today. There's also no economic reports today. However, there's one Fed speech today from with Boston Fed President Eric Rosengreen. So a little heads up about that. So again, stock market's open. We're all good, but banks are closed. Also, your mail will not be delivered today. Okay, a little sign note for you right there. So Yep, my E-Trade comes through, or excuse me, my level 2 comes from E-Trade. So everything you see up on the screen right here, this is again E-Trade, the level 2. Down here is Equity Feed, and then the scanners and the charts, those are all trade ideas. So little heads up for you guys. Also, again, I always stream them in chat. So you guys basically have free access to them. But if you guys want to be able to have your own, click around, change whatever you guys want, make sure again you guys go click that link and check it out. So let's keep moving on through here. Let's get to that, big question. What's the big question? The question is, what are we going to trade today? Right? We're understanding, the markets have been really solid, right? Little side note, let's just kind of recap what I just talked about right here. I talked about we're opening up a little bit lower, potentially interrupting a very bullish run for stocks because the Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all closed at record highs Friday as the S&P finished a fifth consecutive week of gains and the Nasdaq posted its sixth straight weekly in advance. The S&P 500 is on track for its best year since 2013, registering a 23.4% gain so far this year. That is huge, right? That is huge, guys. That is absolutely, ginormous. The SPY, we are all the way up at record highs. As you guys can see, we used to have old record highs up towards around 301, 302. We got all the way up towards around 310, right? So again, on Friday, we were all the way up towards around 309, 310. Right now, we are having a gap down towards around 307.58. We could definitely, again, potentially be seeing some sort of pullback over this week. Possibly. Again, you guys could be saying to yourself, Deck, does that mean it's TVIX time? Possibly, right? TVIX time possibly coming on up. Came all the way down towards around 820, trying to get a little bit of a gap up towards around 846 right now. Let's see if the markets are going to be able to fall on down or if they're going to climb and see which way TVIX is going to be heading. But we always know we always want to be keeping our eyes peeled on it. All right. So definitely a lot of potential on the markets as they are consistently moving on up. They are consistently climbing. They're consistently, ripping on some, great potential. And it's really about, how much more can this go? Any sort of positive China talk, it keeps spiking. So any sort of positive China talk on the SPY, it just goes. It rips. It runs. Right. Any negative China talk, that's where it drops on off, and that's really the big thing. That moves the SPY right now is just what's China going to do? Are we good with China? All that other stuff. All right. So it's really just about China at this time. And the next Fed's meeting is not until December, but we always have some earnings here and there. But it's really China talks. Next Fed's meeting is, I believe, the first week of December, and then from there, maybe a couple earnings left and right here and there that could move the markets around, but it's most likely going to be more of China talks unless there's just something random that comes up on CNBC. All right, so let's work our way through some of these top gainers, right? Let's work our way through some of these top gainers and we can get involved with saying, all right, what is going to be the best play for us? Let's break down each one of them, right? My goal here is to make sure that you are 100% aware of the best play going into today without any sort of confusion and knowing that, okay, this is the play I want to, be hopping into. So right now, CUI. We don't need to focus on ALGR, ALGRR. These we don't need to be looking at this time. We can look at CUI. CUI is currently up at this time, 28, currently up 35%. It's 28 million in float, and we can see CUI doesn't have too much volume, right? Doesn't really have too much volume towards it. The biggest thing about CUI is that it's underneath $1 and it has the 200-day moving average at $1. So not only do we have $1, which is the strongest resistance line of penny stocks, we also have the 200-day moving average resistance line also at $1. So we have a very, very tough line coming on up of that $1 mark. We did have a press release towards it, and the press release is very credible. It says Bell, this other company, Bell, announces an agreement to purchase CUI Power assets. So they said Bell is going to be has an agreement to purchase, CUI's power assets. Now that's a very good press release to have. It's solid, right? What we have right here is our keywords to look for in hot press releases, right? And what's a good 3-star word? A good 3-star word is the word agreement. 3-star word, the word agreement, very good, very solid, something that you guys want to be looking at. right? So not only is it an agreement, it's an agreement to purchase, basically CUI's power assets. So not too much hype. I like the press release, but I think $1 is just going to be a very, very strong resistance line to break. Do I say, go after it and play it? Not until it breaks $1. 28 million float, decent float for a stock that's only 93 cents, but still a little bit bigger. What about DARE? DARE, November 11th, we have enters into an agreement to acquire Microchip's Biotech, including its first-in-class wireless user-controlled drug delivery platform. Again, we don't need to know anything about the controlled drug delivery platform. All we need to know is our keywords look for in hot press releases. And what do we want? Three-star word. We see right here, agreement. So we have the word agreement, and that's going to lead to DARE going on a nice move. DARE is above $1. We do have pre-market highs at around 110, but if the stock ever started falling back down, $1, since it's already above it, is not a strong resistance line now, right? Now it's a very strong support line. We have $1 upper shadow right here, $1 upper shadow right here, $1, top of the candle right here. $1 is going to be a very strong support line on DARE now that it's above it. 110 is currently its resistance. DARE does have a press release, 13 million in float, which is a little bit of a lower float than CUI, which we like. Stock has a little bit more potential. I would definitely keep it on watch and go from there. All right. What about CARB? CARB, guys, we can cross it off our list now. Why can we cross it off our list? Because it's already at $23. See how CARB is kind of moving sideways now? It's not. It had this massive spike, but now moving sideways. Well, CARB got acquired at $23. Where is it? Yep. To be acquired at $23 per share. So it's not worth more than $23. It's not worth less than $23. The stock is currently at $22.96. Why would you buy into that play? It's only worth 4 more cents, right? So again, cross off CARB off your list. You don't need that one at this time. It's done. It got up to $23. It's too late to hop in now. It went from $18 up to 23. Now it's just going to sit at 23 and basically move sideways for probably the rest of the day. So you don't need that one. What about SPHS? Do we need anything on SPHS? November 7th was the last press release. Today's November 9th, or November 11th, excuse me. November 8th was the last press release. It did have a 10Q, which is basically going over, basically like an earnings report if you guys don't know. And that's what's helping the stock get a little bit of a pop up towards it. It's not really, again, anything too significant or too crazy. SPHS 30 million in float, 61-cent stock. Again, do I like it? Sure. Do I love it? No. Not by any means. Honestly, my favorite play we have gone over so far is DARE. CUI, not bad, but $1 is too strong. DARE does have an agreement press release above $1. I like it. CARB got acquired at 23 bucks, and SPHS has a 10Q towards it, not really too much. TRXC, the stock is 208 million in float. I don't care what the price is. 208 million in float, just a little bit too big, right? So that's a little too big. So let's keep on moving on through. And again, this is what I like to do a process of elimination. I know that it looks like there's a lot of plays that could be in play, but once you kind of go through everything, you're kind of saying to yourself, is there really too much that I even need? Right? SPRT, the stock had earnings towards it. So we see total revenue was 15.2 million, a decrease of 15%. Yeah. So again, SPRT, we don't really need that play because that's a decrease of 15%. The thing that's helping this stock is that it is, gapping up above the 200-day moving average. And gapping above, the 200-day moving average, that's going to always bring in a little bit of potential, a little bit of hype. So honestly, out of our top gainers so far, is there anything I absolutely love out of our, top gainers right here? Really, the only one I honestly love is maybe DARE. Right? That seems like, one that could open on up and, shoot on up and come right back on down. Yep, it could be a quick little spiker, but I think the mob could possibly go over on DARE. What else do we have then? Well, we do have a couple good chart setups. All right. Now, a couple good chart setups. What could be happening right here? Well, we have TRNX. TRNX, what's happening on TRNX? Well, we want to keep this 15 million in float stock on watch today for a break of $2 and $2.25. This was a top gainer on Friday, guys. Look right here. This was a top gainer on Friday as it climbed 14% in the last hour of the day. This stock has room to run to the 200-day moving average, which is up towards around this 264 mark. So if it does get the mob towards it, does get the volume, keep on high alert and look to sell at this point. right? This 200-day moving average. This stock started spiking off a rumor of upcoming news. So if there is no news this morning, watch for it to fall right back down to where it started. Again, TRNX guys, this all started on Friday, as the stock went from 150, spiked all the way up to 180, then in after hours ran up to $2. So went on about a 50-cent climb in basically the last hour of the day, right? And right there, we could see TRNX got a lot of hype. We had a little bit of a gap up this morning, but again, right now it's currently sitting at 192. Break of $2, it would probably start getting some activity, right? And then break of break of 210 is where we could start seeing some hype. Trade SMLT, I'm seeing again 200-day moving average I have is currently where at, yep, 264 is 200-day moving average. I have it right at 264. If you have 311, I can always double check. So I can always double check. I always go to stockcharts.com and then I can just type in TRNX. Let's see where they have it. They have it at 311. Okay, so you're right there. So according to stockcharts.com, so a little bit of controversy right there. Regardless, it's still up at a good price. It's not like it's lower than it. It's not like it's lower. It's only 15 cents. When it gets up to like the 260, if it can, then we can decide. But yeah, Trade Ideas may have it wrong. Stockcharts.com is usually what I always go off of. But yes, thank you for, again, the little heads up right there. So make sure you guys check. Regardless, it still has about 60 to 70 cents before it has any sort of, main resistance. But yeah, 260 is not going to be easy to break above. But if it can, again, probably 311 would be the next line. So let's see. Keep our eyes on TRNX to see if we get a $2 break, and if it can start breaking $2, that'll bring in some hype. And this is really moving from, again, a Friday's momentum. So this is really moving from Friday's momentum. What else do we want to be looking at, guys? What else do we want to be focusing on? CLVS. Okay, CLVS is probably my favorite today. Okay, so if I just be out there, CLVS is probably my favorite today. Now, this was the most consistent play on Friday, as this stock climbed 36% over the course of the entire day. So this stock has a very nice squeeze pattern on the daily chart, which led to a nice pop and a run. There were earnings on this play on Thursday, but they were very bad. The reason why the stock is moving is from its chart pattern and momentum. This stock has room to run to its 775, which is where the drop off began back in August. Break of $6. Watch for volume today. So again, this stock doesn't have any news this morning. Little heads up. This stock did have news last Thursday. Last Thursday it came out with earnings that weren't really that good. So again, why is this stock moving? Why is this stock ripping? It's because, again, the daily chart is so nice. As I teach you guys, I always like to teach you guys these squeeze patterns, right? When this black box loads up and it's not a black box anymore. Hopefully that happens rather shortly. There it is. All right, so what we have right here is our squeeze pattern. 200-day moving average up high, right? 50-day and 13 EMA squeezing the stock, a stock building higher lows and getting a nice pop. So look at the squeeze that has happened. I showed you guys this template a million times, right? And then we also have, again, the 200-day moving average all the way up at highs right here. So again, we're looking for a nice squeeze. We're looking for that nice pop, that nice rip and run, nice squeeze, nice pop, nice rip and run. And CLVS is able to continue out, right? That's beautiful. That's a great rip. That's a great climb. That's a great move right there, right? So I love being able to see these type of moves. I love being able to see this type of volume. So CLVS is definitely one that we want to be focused on, just because we could see a lot of good continuation on this play, right? So CLVS, this is just a lot of good continuation, behind these plays that we're able to see some nice climbing towards it. Most likely, if this stock gets above 620, that's where we're going to start seeing momentum. So if it gets back above 620, that's where we could see momentum. That's where we could see ripping. That's where we can see running. All right. This is more of a continuation play. Then again, 620 break. That's where we could get some hype. Something else we need to understand and be watching is that we can't forget about the mid cap plays, guys. Don't forget about those mid caps. These have been the money makers all last week. If volume moves back into these plays, adjust your trading. We know how fast these can spike when volume moves into them. Even if you can only afford 100 shares, it may be worth it, right? Let's look at some of the past spikes of last week on the mid caps. Well, what have we been seeing? RAPT. RAPT went from $12.50 to $41. We had NXTC. NXTC. This stock went from $25 to $109 last week. CNST. CNST went from $18 all the way up to $46 on CNST, right? And then today, we possibly could get a little bit potential on ASMB. I would just be watching that for today. That stock had a press release talk about its results. And if this stock starts getting a back above $20 today, ASMB could get hype. But again, the mid caps over the past week have been very, very hot, right? Just look at over this past week. RAPT, whew, NXTC right here, woo, CNST right here, yay, right? So again, we could see a lot of big potential in these mid caps. And even if you guys can only afford 100 shares, let's say, maybe worth it. A stock that goes from $17 to $45 is definitely worth it on 100 shares. NXTC, a stock that goes from $25 all the way up to $108 is definitely worth it even with 100 shares, right? So, I mean, we could definitely see these things take on off in a strong manner, definitely rip and run. Definitely be ready for it, guys. There's so much potential behind these plays. I want you to be ready for it, and I want you to be able to make that cash and make that money. So if we're going back to, hey, what can we be trading? What can we be looking at? What do we want to be focusing on? Again, do we want to look at CUI? CUI, keep it on watch. It has an agreement press release, but it's not really, too active, and also $1 strong resistance, right? TRXC. This stock has 208 million in float, strong 30-cent, strong 30-cent resistance. Again, 208 million, 28 cents right here. Probably not really a play I want to be getting involved with. CARB got acquired at $23. It's currently at $23. We don't need to be trading this play. SPRT. This stock had an earnings report, which was decent, but the thing is, it's just gapping, or excuse me, actually had an earnings report that was negative. It actually lost 15% on the quarter, but it gapped above the 200-day moving average. It's most likely going to come down, but 200-day moving average may be able to get a little bit of a bounce play out. The rest of these plays, guys, really don't have anything too amazing towards them. XPEL, maybe again a little bit of a mid-cap play we want to keep our eyes peeled on. So if we look right here, XPEL came out with an earnings that says it's grown 21%. So maybe another earnings that you guys want to, or excuse me, maybe another little mid cap that you guys maybe want to looking at. 21% earnings growth. That maybe another mid cap play you want to look at to possibly go on a nice big spike. Speaking of mid caps, you want to keep ASMB on watch today. This had some results towards it over on ASMB that's helping this stock get a little bit more attention, helping this stock get a little bit more hype. So ASMB, something that you guys definitely want to be focused on watching at and be ready for right there. Okay, so definitely a lot of potential over on ASMB to get a little bit of hype and a little bit of momentum. What else do we want to be looking at? CLVS. This one is probably one of my favorites with the nice chart pattern setup. It's not going to be probably super hot. It's going to be a little bit more on the slower side. But we'll see if that gets any sort of hype towards it. DARE. This is probably my favorite gap up play. It was on the top gainer board. Yeah, but here it is. Thank you. DARE is actually the number one top gainer for number one top gainer at this time. Looking for this break of 110. And then other than that, we'll keep our eyes on TRNX to see if that gets any sort of hype towards it. So we could set up a chat vote, and we can go from there. So let's take a chat vote. Let's go with what stock will do the best today. And we're going to go with TRNX, right? We can go with CLVS, right there, CLVS. We can go with DARE. So DARE. See if that's going to get any sort of spiking towards it. We can go with, again, we're skipping out all of these plays. I think the next ones are just, mid caps. Give me 1 second real quick. I want to type out mid caps. And again, that basically covers all the different mid cap plays we have. Again, what are the mid cap plays we have? Well, we're going to want to keep our eyes on XPEL, ASMB, which is the new one today. And then also to see if like any of the old ones that I've written out before, if those are going to be getting any sort of momentum or any sort of hype towards them. And then do we have, yeah, we have DARE, CLVS, TRNX, ASMB. So that should really be kind of most of them. I see again a couple of you guys, including Rapid, looking over towards what NKTR. NKTR. That's again kind of a mid cap one, so I'll put that towards the mid caps if you guys are focused towards that play. So is it going to be TRNX, CLVS, DARE, or the mid caps? Or last but not least, I'll put other. You just think it's going to be something random, something that hasn't even come out yet. So everyone go vote. Let's see what everyone's focusing on. Everyone go vote. We'll see where all the eyes are at. Give me 1 second, team. I'm just going to put up our scanner so we're all set, ready to go. We'll cast these votes and see where everyone's looking at in 1 second. All right, so let's see where everyone's at here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Share the results. Stop the poll. DARE is the winner. I'm going to put up our new scanners. Market's about to open up in about a couple seconds right here. And DARE is the winner. So that's going up on the top. DARE. I'm going to put CLVS on the bottom right here, okay? So DARE is up on the top at the moment. We're going to see if this stock can be able to hold on up. And then we're going to keep our eyes on CLVS as well, as that's on the bottom. Again, DARE had 27%, CLVS had 25%, TRNX had 21%. We do have a lot of support on DARE right around $1. That could be, a nice little bounce play at the moment. CLVS, we're looking for that break of 620. Where could CLVS get a nice little bounce out? I like being on about the 2-minute time frame at the start of the day, just to be able to see a little bit more broad. Look back towards the previous days. CLVS, yeah, break of 620s where most likely that's going to be the best play. Darren 2K, a little shout out to you right there. I'm making a TRNX, swung it from Friday for a $370 profit. Great job, Darren. Yep, shippers may get a little bit of movement today. There were a couple little press releases saying tankers are in high demand, so we'll keep CTRM, SHIP on watch. CLVS, guys, trying to get a little bit of momentum. CLVS, this is the one with a very nice squeeze pattern. 620 is going to be very strong top resistance. So 620 is going to be very strong top resistance. And we'll see if that's going to be able to break and bring in any sort of hype or any sort of momentum towards it. Now, again, different entries, right? You can hop in right now over on CLVS. And again, if you hop in right now on CLVS, you're looking up to 620. If you want to, you can wait for a break of 620. Or again, you could wait for another pullback back down towards below 620 or back down towards around like that 580 mark. So CLVS right now starting to pick up slightly. CLVS right now starting to pick up slightly, coming up towards around 620 resistance. I'm going to put that one up on the top level too. Again, as I said, this was one of my favorites throughout the whole entire day so far. This was one of my favorites so far over on CLVS, trying to get a little bit of momentum. 620 still holding up at some tough resistance, but the mob is starting to move its way over towards this play. TRNX, if that stock could ever break 210, that's where you'll start getting some nice momentum. Right now, that stock is currently at 197. It's kind of just moving sideways, but a break of 210 is where you can start seeing a little bit more hype. We don't have any 20 counts yet. Looking at the high of the day momentum scanner, guys, little heads up, there is no 20 counts at this time. Right now, CLVS, there's the pullback. Notice, guys, I don't come up with these numbers and just, make them up saying 620's resistance. Notice it comes right up to 620, and then what happens at 620? It gets rejected, right? 620 is a tough area, right? It's a tough area to get a breakout. It's a tough area to move. So again, that's why we always want to be smart right around these 620 areas, because again, that's a resistance line from its past chart history pattern. It's where it's been having a lot of trouble all pre-market, right? So right now, CLVS again still having trouble at 620, but great job for the traders who may have gotten in on that play and rode it up towards around that 620 mark. Right now, TRNX has a couple big buyers on the bid. Right now, TRNX a couple big buyers on the bid, 23,000 shares. So that's not too shabby right there. And that's at $2 24K right here. So we'll see if TRNX can maybe make a little bit of a red to green move, right? TRNX can maybe make a little bit of a red to green move. DARE trying to move on up. That's trying to get a little bit more hype, a little bit more potential over on DARE, right? Still nothing with a 20 count yet. Still nothing with a 20 count yet. We still have, again, DARE, and we have DARE, TRNX, and CLVS is still on watch. Are any of our mid caps taken off? Are any of our mid caps taken off yet? That's what I'm kind of looking at right now. See if any of these plays are going to go on any sort of rips and runs. Would I say DARE is forming that $1 classic breakout pattern? Yeah, I mean we are above $1. We haven't gotten above $1 for a very long time, so I would give it that. So DARE definitely could have some nice potential. Yeah, I like it for sure. If you guys look over on DARE, we have not been above $1 for probably like 5 months. Just about 5 months. So yeah, DARE above $1 right here. I mean, this could definitely start getting some nice momentum. Definitely could start getting some nice movement behind it. So let's keep that on watch in case that does, start picking on up over on DARE. That stock is currently right around 105. TRNX is trying to slowly build. TRNX is trying to slowly build on up. So right here, guys, again, keeping my eyes on high alert over on DARE. That's kind of where I'm looking at, just because it hasn't been above $1 in months. And that's what I'm saying right here. And DARE, just as I'm saying this play, as you guys can see, it's starting to pick up, very strong. So I was actually typing out right here. I was actually just typing out on DARE that I'm looking to pull the trigger on this play. I would like to get it as low as $1 because $1 is the easiest stop loss to have. So again, they're actually had a pullback, pretty strong pullback right here. Let's give it a second. That had a pretty strong pullback. Sit out for a moment. Sit out for a moment on DARE. We don't want to get caught up in a dump if all of a sudden people get scared right here. Look at DARE having a strong little pullback for a moment. Because look at this, just popped on up, long upper shadow. That's going to hurt it a little bit. The long upper shadow is going to hurt it. I was actually just about to enter. I was typing out, about to hop in on this play just because of its potential. But again, seeing that, it's going to be a little troubling. The thing is, like my thought process behind it is, if you want to get in right above $1, it's not bad. And why am I saying that? Because you could just have a stop loss at 99 cents or 98 cents, something a little bit on the tiny side, because there's so much potential behind that play, right? There's so much potential behind that play. DARE does have a press release behind it. Again, if we look right here, DARE, the press release behind the stock is saying that it has an agreement, right? It has an agreement right here. This we're agreement to be getting this other company or this other platform. So DARE, what I like about it is that we have a credible press release. We haven't been above $1. Look at last time we broke $1. Last time I broke $1, it spiked to $3.25. Hasn't been above $1 in about 5 months. So the fact is, if it could stay above $1, we could see some good momentum and good hype. So again, even if you want to look for an entry maybe at $1, 101, 102, and just have like a stop loss at 98 cents, if it goes below $1, it's done, right? If it goes below $1, it's not going to be worth your time anymore. But the thing is, if it could maybe get stay above $1, consolidate, then slowly start moving up, that's where it could get a little hype. I'm not saying buy right now. Maybe give it a little, time to see if it's actually going to hold. But at the same time, there is a lot of potential behind that play just because of, hey, you buy right now, maybe at 101, 102. The stock, if the stock comes down to 98 cents, okay, you take a 2 cent loss, you take a 3 cent loss. But if it can hold and start moving on up, maybe the best entry of the day, right? So, just kind of food for thought right there. CLVS still trying. CLVS still trying. How's TRNX right now? TRNX is still trying as well. So TRNX still trying to hold on up. CLVS is where the heat is starting to come on through. So CLVS, guys, definitely getting a little bit more of the heat, starting to get a little bit more of the mob. Right now, we are seeing CLVS starting to get a little bit more of the mob towards it. 620 was that main resistance line. Have a little bit of that U shape. Let's see if 620 can hold. Let's see if that 620 mark can hold. $620 was that strong resistance line that battled it down. So again, 620 should be holding that as support. If it doesn't hold that support, it's going to be giving a lot back. CLVS right around that 620-ish mark. Good job, Rapid, over on SYNA. Looking for a little bit of a bigger play, right? Right now, CLVS is still just trying to battle and consolidate. Right now, we're seeing a little bit of consolidation at this time. A little bit of consolidation, but CLVS starting to pick on up. 630 top resistance, 620 bottom support, inside a little 10-cent channel at this time. So we're inside a little 10-cent channel at this time, seeing if we're going to be getting any sort of momentum. Right now, CLVS trying to hold 620. 620 still having trouble. Look at the level 2. Starting to get a little weaker right there. CLVS starting to get a little bit of a drop. Jay Sniggle, good job. Says he's in at 605, starting to sell now around that 620 mark. Again, good idea to lock in something. You might want to hold maybe a quarter or so. Maybe hold a quarter or so if it can bounce back on up. Because, you do have these long lower shadows, do show strength that the stock's trying to hold on up. So you may want to give it a couple more minutes. But I like how, again, you're being conservative, locking in 15 cents. Even if that's 1,000 shares right there, you're making a quick 1,500, or excuse me, a quick $150. DARE is still right at that $1 mark. Try to get a little bit of hype. TRNX still watching, wait and see if this is going to be able to get any sort of momentum. If CLVS has another pullback, is it likely done? It'll be the second pullback. Well, again, it doesn't mean it's done. I could say the next pullback could be a bounce off $6 and then keep moving on up from there, as long as it keeps building higher lows, right? So right now our first low is all the way down towards around 585. If it goes below 585, that's where CLVS most likely would be done. If it came back down to $6, it's still a higher low than that, right? Got support down towards around 615. Right now, again, CLVS is still holding on up. I still think CLVS has some good potential. I still think there's some good potential over towards that play. How's the markets right now? SPY currently at 307. Let's see if those can start moving on up in any sort of strong manner. Anything on the top gainer board? Anything on the top gainer board right now? CUI, little pop up near around the 200-day moving average coming on down. DARE, again, DARE is now below $1, so it's going to have weakness. TRNX, this is starting to again drop off a little bit over on TRNX. TRXC, that's when we're starting to see a little bit of a drop over on TRXC. Okay, so we're fine right now. We are absolutely fine at this time. Nothing that we need to be putting ourselves into. CEI trying to get a little bit momentum. Again, we do have that Armaco IPO coming out in the December, which could help these energy stocks go on a very big rip. Armaco is the most profitable company in the world, making billions and billions of dollars from oil. So again, some penny stock oil stocks in December could possibly go on some nice rips and nice runs. AGRX trying to get a little bit momentum. Again, Melon Fee, definitely make sure you put some sort of alert behind your ticker. But again, thank you so much. So AGRX is trying to get a little bit of hype towards it. CLVS is still holding on up. TRNX is, again, a couple different plays right here. I mean, we got AGRX, which was a previous top gainer last week, trying to get some hype. So AGRX, a little previous top gainer of last week, trying to get some hype. TRNX trying to stay above $2. CLVS trying to stay above 620. So I mean, it's a little spread out still, right? I'm excited to be back again. And for everyone who's just joining us, wake up, wake up. Let's get to it. It is Money Monday. We are back with a brand new week ahead. I'm excited to see what type of momentum is going to be flooding into today, or throughout this week in general. So AGRX, I'm just kind of looking right now. I want to see if anything's going to be coming on up. If anything's going to start popping on off. If what momentum we're going to be seeing right here. Right now, again, we're kind of coming up towards around, slowly coming up towards around 10 o'clock. And this is where, again, the mob starts settling down a little bit. People try to start finding, what stock is actually holding their gains in a much stronger manner. VCYC, VIVE, SPRT. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm just on the hunt right now to find those best plays. I'm going to get rid of this morning poll. So again, getting rid of the morning poll right now. So that's not in the middle of your screen if you guys did not close that. NKTR, a little bit of a red to green move. So NKTR, a little bit of a red to green move. Again, we have been seeing some nice mid caps go on some nice rips and runs. So mid caps have been going on some nice rips and runs. We've seen a lot of mid caps over the past week, right? I typed them all out for you guys in the morning newsletter, right? So we have REPT. Is REPT doing anything? This stock went from $12 to $42 last week. Is NXTC doing anything? NXTC, this went from $25 to $109. Look at NXTC, guys, all the way back at $38. Woo! Look at this gap down. NXTC went from $83, gap down to $37 overnight. People probably got crushed on that. CNST. CNST, what do we have right here? This play went from $17 up to $45. CNST still battling, right? CNST still battling. And then ASMB was the one we were looking at today. Not really too much hype on ASMB. Really, CNST is the best one for a little bit of a mid-candle breakout pattern. CLVS needs to get back above 620. TRNX starting to get a little bit more hype. So TRNX trying to get a little bit more hype. I'll put CLVS on the bottom. TRNX is coming up towards around 210 at this time. So let's see if we could be able to break through that 210 mark. Right now, only still about 18 minutes in. We got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of potential. And look at, we do have a little bit of TRNX action. A little bit of TRNX action starting to get a little bit more volume. Again, a little bit, you do have to make your trading a little bit more conservative at this time, right? We do have to be a little bit more conservative with our trading. We can't be putting ourselves in awful positions, and especially being up on huge shares. The thing is, I'll be more than happy to go ahead and trade and, I'll look to make some money. But at the same time, I definitely want to be a little bit more on the conservative side. Maybe, again, somewhere between 1,000 to 2,000 shares. I don't want to be putting myself in a position where I'm buying, 6,000, 5,000 shares on, a play that I'm only going to hit and it's going to start coming back on down. Right now, TRNX is definitely trying to get a little bit of the attention. TRNX is starting to get a little bit more of the hype. It's trying to do what? Make a little bit of a red to green move here, right? So it's trying right here to make this red to green move. Notice this U shape. Notice what's happening right here. Stock's trying to U shape up and around, get that pop, get that move. Let's see if it's going to happen right now, as it's still trying to battle. We are right along the areas. It did open up at what price? It opened up at 213. So right now, 213 would be what type of resistance? 213 is what type of resistance? Is going to be detailed resistance. So detailed resistance. But a red to green move is, again, when you guys open up. You guys open up, of course, right here. The stock is going to fall, right? So the stock falls on down. That first opens, establishes resistance. And what's it trying to do? It's trying to break that open mark from right here, which could potentially lead to what? Potentially lead to that next big breakout, the next big rip, the next big run. If we get held up at resistance, well, again, then the stock falls and starts, heading in the other direction. Because again, resistance is resistance. But right now, we're still trying to break it. We definitely want to see a little bit more of a pop coming on up, but TRNX is where your eye should definitely be right now. AGRX starting to come on down, so that's starting to get a little bit weaker. I still say right now it'd be TRNX if anything. Slow and steady on TRNX right now, it looks like. Slow and steady right now on TRNX. Next, again, a 200-day moving average. It seems like it's up towards around 254. That would be like the main goal. But right now, we are above, trying to get a little bit of hype, a little bit momentum. If you are looking for an entry, it would be probably right along these lines right now. And then your stop loss would be at the open of 213, or right below it at like 212, because 213 would be your support line. So TRNX would be basically, if you're thinking about it, would be an entry now with a stop loss at 212, 211, 210ish, because 213 is the open where you'd want it to bounce off of. But you may want to give it, maybe 1 or 2 more cents of a wiggle room, maybe down to even 209 even, if you want to give it a little bit of wiggle room, but you do want 213 to hold. Right now, CLVS is getting a little bit weaker, guys. CLVS giving a lot back right here. TRNX trying to hold on up, so that's still trying to hold. Trying to see if anything is going to be spiking in our manner. CLVS is starting to crash. All right, CLVS, guys, getting ugly right here. So this one's starting to get a little bit more ugly, starting to drop. How's TVIX? TVIX starting to drop. I've just like really just been on the hunt. I mean, the thing is, if we look at all the plays that were gap ups this morning, all the plays that have news towards them, like look at all the plays that had news towards it. Let's see what's actually holding up. All the plays that have news. ASMB, no, that stock's falling on down. Okay. CARB, that's just going to be moving sideways. CARB got acquired at $23, so no. CUI, not really any sort of volume, still below $1, still below its 200-day moving average. DARE, again, the stock is again below $1, so that's not going to be happening. HTBX, no volume towards it. HTGC, no volume towards it. SHIP, no volume towards it. Okay, RAPT, mid cap spiker of last week. RAPT, not really anything going on RAPT at this time. All right. What else do we have? ASMB, that one's already dropping on off. NXTC, that one again gave back like $100. CNST has a mid candle breakout pattern, trying to get a little bit of a rip. What about TRNX? TRNX is still trying to hold, and CLVS is done. Honestly, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out of 12 different plays today, the only ones that I see actually holding are one, CNST. That's on a mid candle breakout pattern, mid cap stock trying to get a little bit of hype. And then other than that, TRNX is still trying to hold as well. So we do have TRNX trying to hold as well. And this one has potential to go up to where? Up towards around the 200-day moving average at around 250. So TRNX starting to get a little bit of the mob, right? TRNX starting to get a little bit of the mob right now. So I see a little bit of the mob, a little bit of hype. And that's why this stock is starting to move on up, right? Where would the target be? 255, 254 target. That's the 200-day moving average, right? So TRNX, 254, 200-day moving average, main target. And that's the main target that we're, really looking for on this play. And again, that's what Trade Ideas has, but I'm pretty sure Stock Charts has something different, right? If we go over stockcharts.com, we look over on TRNX, that has 301 as the 200-day moving average. What do you guys have as your 200-day moving average? Stockcharts.com has 301. Trade Ideas has it at 254. So you guys still haven't. You guys have 301, 300. Okay, so it must be Trade Ideas that is wrong. So 301, 200-day moving average. That's the main target towards that play. So yeah, Trade Ideas, you're fired. Yeah, so we'll say. So yeah, so right now TRNX, that's Trade Ideas. That's their bad right there. Right now, again, so 301, 200-day moving average, main target, resistance at 250 and 275. Echo trade, I don't think it's usually wrong. Maybe once every in a blue moon we get a messed up one over on Trade Ideas. So every now and then you'll get a messed up one over on Trade Ideas, and it's good again. We have everyone to kind of back it up and be like, nope, it's definitely 301. All come to the conclusion. So I mean, you're gonna have resistance at around 250, 275, and then the $3 mark's kind of the main target. Right now we have a little bit of this red candle starting to come back on down. We can add the VWAP. So indicators are going to be VWAP right here. VWAP is back down towards around the open at 214. So VWAP right now is at the 214 mark. So right now I'm still just keeping my eyes peeled. Yeah, maybe a little consolidation here on TRNX. TRNX is at its reset. It's one of the only plays actually still holding its gains. Other than that, guys, it's really CNST. Like CNST is the only other mid cap that's actually holding its gains. So we went over, 10 to 12 different plays so far. Again, the only ones holding up. So only stocks holding from this morning. Again, CNST, which has the mid candle breakout pattern from its previous spikes of last week, and then TRNX. All right, so only stocks holding this morning are CNST, and TRNX. So we will see what's going to be coming on up out of these plays. But TRNX, guys, still again kind of the best mover right now. And if anything, maybe just a small entry, slow and steady, all the way up towards hopefully 250 plus. Right. So as of now, it's just TRNX, slow and steady. It seems this is where the mob's at. If you don't feel comfortable buying at these highs, that's okay. Look for a pullback, and then you can go from there. Right. So if you're like, hey, Dak, I don't feel comfortable. TRNX, the nice red to green move. Little side note, if you guys don't see this, this is a really solid red to green move right here. Right. So this is a really solid red to green move where we have the open at around that 213 mark, come back down, U shape back on up, comes to 213, has spiked so far all the way up towards around 244. If you guys are looking for the dip buy, again, where's the dip buy going to be at? Dip buy is currently at around 220, and that is the VWAP. You do have some support back down towards around 227, as that was a consolidation phase as well, or a consolidation period. But right now, again, 220 VWAP, and also I think around 227, you have a little bit of a dip buy area. Again, if anything, I'll probably hop in maybe 2,000 shares. I'm thinking 2,000 shares if I want to do a nice little dip buy right here. TRNX still a little bit of that consolidation. CNST, little sign out, guys. CNST, don't count this out. It's still trying to move a little bit. CNST, don't count that out. It's still trying to move. TRNX, here comes that little bit of that pullback. A little bit of that pullback right here. I think you're going to have some 227 support. And you got all the way back on down. 227, I may hop in with 1,000 shares. So 227, I may hop in with about 1,000 shares, and then maybe add towards it. We'll see. But that's kind of just what I'm thinking at this moment. Got a 43K order. Look on the level 2, guys. When it comes back down towards around the 230-ish mark, that we do get a 40K order that pops up. So TRNX, again, I know it's trying to consolidate a little bit right now. Right down towards, I think that maybe that 220-ish area would be perfect. There it is, 19K. There's a 19K order at 236. That means someone's investing almost about $50,000 worth of shares into TRNX right here. Still trying to hold on up. We'll see if it gets a little bit of a pullback, maybe a little bit of a bounce back on up. So just watching for those big bids, watching for those big areas. Right now we're right at 10 o'clock at the moment. We know CNST, still moving. Little sign out, guys. Again, if you guys are interested, CNST is still moving. That's on a mid-candle breakout pattern. That one may be slow and steady. I'm going to probably be bringing that one up to at the whole entire day here and there. As CNST is a nice little climber, still getting some nice potential towards it. Right? TRNX starting to drop back on down. Let's see if it comes back down towards right around this 227-ish mark is kind of what I'm thinking, maybe for my first 1,000 shares. And then if it comes back down towards that VWAP, I could do another 1,000. So not filled yet, not filled. Okay, just got filled. 227. Just got filled 1,000 shares at 227, guys. Just got filled TRNX 1,000 shares at 227 on my first trade of the day. And I would like to probably get 2,000 to 3,000, but again, I'll stay small. And then maybe add it if the stock starts coming back down a little bit more. So I'm only on 1,000 shares right here at 227. Little heads up, just want to make sure that's clear to everyone. And again, what I'm looking for is to bounce off the support line. I also have the VWAP coming up as well over on TRNX. And that VWAP line is currently right around 222. That 227 mark is old consolidation or an old support area. And that's kind of what I'm looking for right here. And I know it's not the easiest support line to see. It's just like the top of this candle, bottom of this candle, and we also have a lower shadow right here. So that's what I've been looking for. And then also, if that ever cracked, I do have the VWAP area below that. So I'm only in on 1,000 shares right now. Right at that 227 mark. If it goes lower to the VWAP, I may add 1,000 or 2,000. Right now, I'm currently down $10 on this play. I want to see volume kind of move in, though, a little bit, because it is getting a little bit slower. Again, one of the things I always like to do, though, guys, is what? I never like to chase plays, right? I never like to chase. If I feel like I'm buying at the top, what do I usually do? I always, wait to have a little bit of a pullback. I'd much rather, again, get in at a much lower area because there's much lower risk, right? There's so much lower risk when you buy in at a lower area, even if you have to take a loss, let's say. Right, even if you have to take a loss, let's say, it's going to be a much smaller loss than one buying all the way up at the top, right? So again, whenever you're saying to yourself, I don't really know about today. I don't really know if it's going to be a hot morning. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the spike at the right area that I want. Right? What can you always say to yourself? All right, well, if a stock is spiking, let me always just try to buy at a dip buy. Right? Let me buy at a lower area because you have limited risk then. Right? It's not like I'm buying at 250 and the stock is again coming all the way back down to 228. No, I wait till it comes back down to 227, and then anything forward is profit. Right? Anything forward is profit then. And how great is that? King Trades, are you saying what broker am I currently in on? I'm actually on the mobile one that I've been just wanted to test out. This is actually my first trade on this new mobile broker that I'm testing out that I'm going to be introducing to you guys very shortly. But right now, this is my kind of first trade on my mobile broker right here. I wanted to do one on Friday, and since it's a little bit still on the slower side, I'm kind of giving this a go right here. My target is anything above 235 to start off with. Hopefully, make a little bit of $100. So anything above 235 is my target, and then I'll be pretty happy just to kind of start things off right here. We do got an 11K order at around 232 right here. Keep pushing bids. Just get a nice little profit kicking off our Money Monday. The bids right now up towards around 234, 233 still right here. So again, anything above 230, pretty happy with. Still above, 230, still very happy with this play. I'm going to move my stop loss up just on this play right here to 229. Just so when in doubt, if I get cut out, I'm taking a $20 gain. So again, a little heads up. Not out, not out. Oh, not out yet. Just about to be. Now I'm out. Okay, so I'm out. I'm out right there. I wanted again 235, but I am out. All again was a little $20 right there. Just kind of getting warmed up to the week. And again, just my first trade on this new mobile broker that I've been checking out lately. And again, I'm going to introduce that to you guys, coming on up in the near future. I just want to see how they were. So that was my first trade on my mobile broker that I just kind of opened up about a week and a half ago. And that was, again, just a small little $20 gain right there. You guys are more than good to keep holding. You guys are more than good to keep holding. You have VWAP support. You have 227 support. I was looking for bids to get above 235. So very small gain, barely anything, nothing impressive, nothing to be shouting out about, just something to kind of get get me going in this market, get the jitters out to kick off this week and get ready to rock and roll. But right there, again, small little gain, looking for a little bit of a pop. And the thing is, guys, again, I looked for around a 235 break. I saw that 235 wasn't happening, so I just wanted to move my stop loss above my entry. Why did I move my stop loss above my entry? Just so it was impossible for me to lose money, right? The best strategy is where you can't lose any money, right? That's the best strategy in the world, where it's impossible for you to lose any money. And that's what I like to do on a lot of my trades. Um, what I like to do on a lot of my trades there is what I always teach you. Just do this, guys. It's very simple. If you buy a stock, right? If you buy a stock right here, right? And when you first start off, your stop loss is where? Your stop loss is down here, right? Because you first buy here, you put your stop loss lower. But if the stock climbs on up at all, right? If the stock starts moving on up, at all, move your stop loss to your entry. Get rid of your stop loss down here, right? Get rid of that one and move it to your entry. Now, worst case scenario is what? The stock falls, and what happens? You get out at the same entry. You lose $0. You can't lose at all. So what did I do right there? Right? What did I do right there? I started off. I got in on that play. Right? My stop loss was down towards probably around like 220-ish is probably where I would have gotten out. But the stock started climbing. Since the stock started climbing, went up to 235. I moved my stop loss up towards 229. Now guess what? If the stock starts coming on down, what happens? Look where I'm out. I'm out right here. That is higher than that price right there. It's impossible for me to lose. So again, what do I always like to do? I always like to have a target. If my target gets hit, I'll make money. If my target doesn't get hit, I'll move my stop loss up so it's impossible for me to ever take a loss. Right? So, right there, that was just, I went for a little bit of a bounce play. And the thing was, we did nail the best bounce. We did go from 227 perfectly, right? If we look at the chart right here, we go from 227 perfectly up to where? 234? I just wanted a little bit more than 234. I wanted like 237, to be honest. But then started dropping on off. So, that's kind of just, what my strategy was right there. Just wanted to give it a little bit of a go to try to make any sort of money. And, we'll be all set, ready to rock. But that was my first trade on my mobile broker that I'm going to be talking talking to you about coming up in the near future. So again, just quick little $20, nothing really wild, nothing too crazy. Just want to have some fun here and start, getting some trades in. CLVS, and that's probably what I'm going to be doing today. Just going to be working on this mobile broker a little bit. It's not going to probably be anything too wild, too huge. Does everyone make sure or understand what I just did? If you guys have any questions about that, please let me know. So if you guys have any questions about that, please let me know. TRNX again for the dip buy, all I did, and I know this wasn't the very easiest support because if you're like, Deck, how did you know it was going to bounce right at 227? Like 227, that's a weird area. How did you know 227? I didn't think it was going to come down to 225. I was more looking at the top of this candle right here, and I know it's hard to see. I was looking at the top of that candle right there, which is right around 227, and the lower shadow of that candle right there is what's at 227, and then we also have this lower shadow right here, which was right on like 228. So I saw 227, 227, and 228. I'm like, all right, let me look for a bounce play right off 227. I got filled at 227, only 1,000 shares. Stock moved up to 234. I wanted 235 plus. But again, if the stock couldn't break 235, I thought we may get a pullback because people were like, hey, we can't break 235. I'm going to lock in my gains. So I moved my stop loss above my entry so I couldn't lose. Stock did kind of what I thought, where we were going to have that pullback. Comes back on down. Right now, it's back above the 230s, which is great. I just didn't want to give it that chance to dump on me. And again, just my first small little trade on a new mobile broker I wanted to get involved with. But hey, right now, let's see if TRNX can get back above that area. Orland Trader is Gold, G-A-L-T. Good news. Did it just come out with the new news? Let's check it out. G-A-L-T. Well, you got to spell it right first, Deck. G-A-L-T. What do we got? Reaches an agreement. Came out at 9:46. So GALT, that is always, agreement news is always great news. So whenever you hear agreement, that always brings in a lot of good momentum. That can always bring in a lot of good hype towards it. You do have TRNX, at basically where I would wanted to look to lock out at 236, 237. GALT, the float's a little bit large though, at 41 million. It's a $4 stock with 4 million in float. It is a little big, and that's why it's not like exploding right here. Little heads up. But hey, I do like what you're thinking. Agreement news, always good news. 41 million in float, just a little too large. Mr. BGM, how fast is my execution? Really quick. It was good. It was a lot better than I thought for a mobile broker. I just know so many of you guys again can't always be here throughout the whole entire day. So I kind of just want to I tested about 2 different mobile brokers. And I just want to make sure that I tell you guys which one I think's the best one, and also see if I can get you, of course, any great deals that I've been working on. That why is AGRX up with the $20 million offering? Didn't that offering happen? That offering happened back on like a little while ago, right? That was back on the 29th. So it really again just started ripping and running because of how big of a bargain price it was. It went from 113 all the way down towards $37, then shot all the way up. If it just came out with an offering today, let me see. AGRX. Yeah, so that offering was a while ago, right? It really just caught, some fire towards it over on AGRX back on, the 29th. And it was surprising to be able to see, go on that big of a move, that big of a run. TRNX still trying to hold. TRNX still trying to hold. Thank you, Melon Fee. It was at the market section. Let's see here. AGRX. We'll keep our eyes peeled on that one, see if it gets any sort of potential. CNST, guys. CNST. I'm going to be saying that one a lot. And, I think this one is just going to be slow and steady over on CNST, where this thing is just going to be, consistently making some new highs. Slow and steady, consistently making some new highs. See right here. To Ranger, I expected something more from COCP. So COCP presents positive data from US Phase 2 demonstrating the ability to identify patients more likely to respond to ultra-short treatment of HCV. It's one of these weird things. A little heads up. I've said this before in the past, and I know it doesn't really make much sense, but it's just something you need to understand. Whenever you see like them say they're presenting new data at an upcoming a meeting, they said they're going to present data at the American Association for the Study of Liver Diseases at the 2019 liver meeting, right? Whenever you see that they have, they're going to be presenting data at an upcoming meeting, at an upcoming conference, at an upcoming whatever, it just doesn't get too much hype. It's just like one of those weird things. It's just, because it's not the first time they're releasing this press release. The results are upcoming, but they're saying, hey, we're going to talk about it more at our upcoming meeting, at our upcoming conference, at the upcoming, whatever, the liver party. So whenever I definitely understand what you're talking about. Demonstrating, likely to respond, treatment, positive, phase 2, all great things. But whenever you see kind of, upcoming meeting or at this conference or at this 2019 whatever, right, liver party, then it just doesn't get as much hype, Ranger. But I definitely get what you're saying. Why didn't it spike? It's just one of those weird things you just need to take in and understand. No, again, the news is there, but they're just going to be presenting up at the meeting in the future. Trade Life AEHR, like that setup, had a big order, 6 million. Let's check it out. AEHR. Yeah, I mean, a little light on volume on AEHR, but it's trying. Let's see again. Is there a spread on AEHR? $2, 205, low volume, little bit of a spread. Kind of see it a little bit right here. Yeah, no problem, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will be more than happy to help you guys out with any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys may have. Right now, I'm just kind of looking around, seeing if there's anything else. Again, a little bit of a heads up. So, kind of, let's put together our little watch list right here. And I want to type it all out for you. Again, so for our watch list, we do have our mid cap CNST, slow and steady. This is a mid candle breakout pattern from being a top gainer of last week, right? So this is a mid candle breakout pattern from being a top gainer of last week. This stock could definitely, continue to get some nice big potential towards it. The breakthrough, probably $33, is where a lot of hype would start coming through. So break of $33, watch for big volume and activity. After that, guys, I would say keep your eyes peeled over on, let's go back to TRNX, right? So let's see TRNX to see if this play is just going to be able to hold on up. And again, TRNX, I don't even want to count this as me going 1-for-1. 'Cause I feel like that'd be lying. If I'm like, oh yeah, 1-for-1 on the day, I feel like that sounds a lot better. This was just a small little trade to kind of, get me going a little bit. Right now it is slowly trying to move back on up for a U-shaped pattern. Did do one trade on it, made quick little $20, barely anything. But we have TRNX right here. The stock is still trying to hold up. It seems like VWAP support, so you can see it bounce right off that VWAP line. So we do have TRNX VWAP support. Watch for a U shape to form back at the high of the day and 250 resistance. Break of 250. Watch for the next leg of buyers. So break of 250, that's where we can watch the next leg of buyers to see what's going to be coming on up. But really, again, that's just a U-shaped pattern. If it can't break out right here, it'll be a channel. So either two things. TRNX, notice, again, it's coming back on up. We're going to look for that 245, 250 break. If it can't break 245 or 250, it's going to form a channel, which means it's going to fall, and then maybe the next touch. If it builds higher lows, that's where it could break on out, right? So that's where you guys have to be looking at. That's what you guys have to be watching as well. And then I think that's, basically it between TRNX and CNST. Right, going through the rest of our top gainers right here. CUI, no. AEHR, moving it just so low in volume. Kind of keep it on your little back burner, right? So I'd say AEHR, I know this is like Trade Life's play. AEHR, low volume, small spread. Keep on watch to see if anyone moves into it. So it's not anything crazy, but I would just say keep on watch to see if anyone moves in on this play. Or if, a group of traders move in on it. That's where you could see a little bit more potential towards it. CNST is slowly creeping its way back up to $33 right here. You guys can also put a nice little trend line on the stock. You really don't need this bottom line right here. I would again just do more of a trend line right on CNST. So you guys see right here, go to the annotation color, bada boom, right here, and then we're all good. So our watch list, mid cap, CNST, slow and steady. This is a mid candle breakout pattern from being a top gainer of last week. Break of $33. Watch for big volume activity, which is slowly trying to get. TRNX has VWAP support. So TRNX VWAP support, you're gonna watch for a U-shape to form back at the high of the day and 250 resistance. Break of 250, watch the next leg up on buyers. If 250 gets rejected, it should turn into a channel pattern. AHR, low volume, small spread. Keep on watch to see if anyone moves into it, and then we'll start getting a little bit more potential, a little bit more volume from there. All right, nice. So that's there. So we have a nice little watch list. We kind of know where we should be going. Little side note, CNST guys starting to pick on up even more. A little heads up, we do have CNST picking up a little bit more right now. And there's that $33 break. So if you guys are saying, Deck, what's a mid candle breakout pattern? A lot of you guys shouldn't know this. And even if we didn't have like that red day, we can still call it a mid candle breakout pattern. It's not going to be perfect. I will give you that. But again, a mid candle breakout pattern, if we're looking at this, is going to be something like SPU. Notice we have the very big spike, come back down to mid candle of the spike, then it starts spiking back up. If you sound like OPTT, stock spikes on up, comes back down to mid candle, starts spiking back on up. If you sound like DELT, spikes on up, comes back down to mid candle, spikes back on up. It'd be something like HMNY. Spikes on up, comes back down to mid candle of the spike, consolidates for about a day or two, then goes on a nice big rip and run. So that's like the mid candle breakout pattern. And the thing is, looking at CNST, we spiked on up, had a little spike, but it's like we still kind of fell back down to the mid candle of this initial spike because it was all the way up at $45. Like the stock did go from $18 to $45. Then it, opened up at around $30, right? We had a little consolidation and now it seems like it's starting to pick up a little bit more again. So CNST right now starting to pick up a little bit more. I'm not going to say it's a perfect mid candle breakout pattern, but it's the idea is definitely behind it, right? The idea is definitely there. And really, again, you guys can just watch right here and see if this is going to be breaking on off soon. So you're really starting to pick up here, right? Really starting to pick up. I think the stock is going to start catching a little bit of heat here. It's going to start catching a little bit of heat, it looks like. I just want to say hi there, $35 resistance now. Starting to get a little bit more potential, a little bit more volume. Right now, that break of $35 is really going to start getting, again, a lot of buyers towards it as well. So the break of $35 is going to start getting a lot of, volume towards it. Look at that. See, notice that thing starting to pop right here. And this, CNST has been something that's been on our watch list, since this morning, right? So CNST, don't forget about the mid caps. These have been the money makers all last week. If volume moves back into these plays, adjust your trading. We know these how fast these can spike when volume moves in on them. Even if you can only afford 100 shares, it may be worth it. So right now, CNST is the one that's getting a little bit more volume, a little bit more hype towards it. Right now, $35, very strong natural resistance line. $35, strong natural resistance line right here. If it comes back on down with a strong red candle, let's see if it bounces back on up. But again, trend line support's back down towards around $33. So trend line support's around this $33 mark. We're going to see if this can hold right around this, trend line, $33 support. Looking to see if this can break back above 35 bucks. Start going from there. So it's nice to see again, volume is slowly moving up. It's nice to see that we're seeing a little bit more attention. I just want to see, where this hype is going to be. If it's actually going to be able to hold and be able to move on through. So CNST watching this one. I'm going to put, I'm going to leave that up on the top. I'll put TRNX on the bottom because TRNX is, by no means giving up right now. TRNX is still trying to hold. Right now, CNST still trying to hold right here. And let's see if it can just try to U-shape up around. I have the VWAP over on CNST at a pretty low area, it seems. Right now, it's at 3140. 3140, Trini, is what I have over on Trade Ideas, at least. TRNX trying to get a little bit of volume. Also, we will be getting into a lesson today, as we usually like to. So we'll be getting into a lesson today, as usual, and that's going to be coming up most likely at around like 11 o'clock. Okay, so a little heads up, guys. No matter what, as you guys know, I always like to be getting into lessons. I always like to be going over important things and making the most out of every single morning. So that's so important to me that we do. Make the most out of it every single day, make the most out of it every single morning. Shane, what processor speed is best for trading? Uh, I'm, I don't really have a number, to be honest. I mean, the thing is it's kind of more visual to me. It's, if I want to get in on a trade and it takes, 2 seconds to get in, I buy and I'm right on in. Well, that's great. If you're using a broker or something that's taking a very long time, I would definitely look to switch. Um, it's more about a visual. It's not like I have a specific number on that. If you market order in on a play, you're supposed to be in, right away. If you're market ordering in on plays and it's taking 10 seconds, that's there's definitely something wrong because you're supposed to be the first order just filling up the ask. If you're talking about your computer for processor, I always say always have an i5 processor or above for your actual computer. Personally, I have something that's beyond that you don't need. I have an i9 processor, which is one of the best you can get. But I would say if you have an i5 processor computer or above, well then you're all set. But again, if you're buying a computer just for trading, just buy a good one, a decent one. You don't need to do anything that's insane off the walls, but just have something that is strong, something that's reliable, something that's going to get the job done in a quick fashion. You don't want to be using Windows 98 on a computer that's 10 years old that takes 30 minutes to go to one screen to the other. Yeah, I have an i9 processor just because again I do this every single day, guys. I'm doing this every day. I'm live streaming for 8 hours, 11 hours a day, constantly on my computer. So yeah, those i9s are a little bit more pricier, but it was definitely worth it for me. Right now, guys, you still have CNST. CNST a little all over the place. Look at CNST guys trying to come back up towards around the $35 mark. Yeah, exactly, King Trades. I got too much going on my computer. I got like 20 tabs open. I'm live streaming, to all you guys. And then on top of that, getting my trading done. So yeah, I got a lot of things going on. LA, no, yeah, that's a little much. That's a little much. Yeah, and if we don't see anything pop off, we may start our lesson at around like 10:45. If we don't see anything pop off, we might start a lesson at around like 10:45 to see if we get any sort of, nice big momentum or hype. Also, a little side note, guys. I do want to do a lesson. I do want to do a lesson that I did about a month and a half ago, but I think it's very important. Little side note, TRNX guys. TRNX coming up towards around 250. Okay, so TRNX coming up towards around 250. So I'm going to do a lesson today that I did about a month and a half ago, but I think it's not only very interesting, I think it's very important. And that's again, going from a small account to big account, from a part-time trader to full-time trader. So that's going to be our lesson today, guys. It's going to be basically transitioning from, again, that small account to a big account and transitioning on how you can go from that part-time trader to that full-time trader. So that's what we're going to be going over as our lesson today at around that 11 o'clock mark to get you guys a good understanding about how I transitioned, how you guys can transition if you're still trying to make that move from part-time trading to full-time trading. Okay, so we're going to be going over that again at around probably like 11 o'clock, and I haven't got over that probably like a month and a half, 2 months, and it's just a very interesting lesson, and I know a lot of people enjoy hearing it, especially if it's your first time, because it kind of gives you again a sense of what you need to do to become a full-time trader in this market. All right. Right now, TRNX guys still trying to get a little bit of hype. I'm going to put this back up on the level 2. I'm going to put CNST on the bottom level 2. CNST, you're looking for a $35 break. TRNX, you're looking for a break of 250. But right now, TRNX guys coming up towards around that 250-ish mark. We do have some top resistance up towards around 262, which is where, again, Trade Idea said I had the 200-day moving average, but nothing too much. Let's see if TRNX can, let's see if TNRX can, break that 250 mark. Right now, TRNX still keeping this one on watch. Again, CNST guys, you need to be careful. And what do you need to be careful about CNST? CNST has a $45 or 45-cent spread, not $45, a 45-cent spread. So right now, if you look at this, you are getting a crack of the trend line. Trend line support is at 33 bucks. Again, when you go from the bullish side to the bearish side of the trend line, what do you guys know? You are going from the bullish to the bearish, the top side to the bottom side, the green side to the red side, the money side to the short side, the long to the short, the bid to the ask, right? You're going to the opposite side. So you want to get above, right? You guys want to get above, of course,